Hey, what's up, everyone? This is me, Dre, and this is Redskins Talk TV. I just got finished watching the game with Washington Redskins at Lambeau Field playing the Green Bay Packers. Just like last week, not the outcome that I was hoping for. I'm highly disappointed, more so with this game than last week, because a lot of the things that I was seeing, especially on defense, really killed any chance for us to even make this game competitive. I just want to give my breakdown on the game, starting with the offense first. My biggest gripe with this game, first and foremost, is that Kyle and Mike Shanahan are playing Robert Griffin III scared. Yes, he had the injury. He's been rehabbing that. He's not going to be the same player that he was last season. We all know that. But they're not giving him the opportunity to be the playmaker that he is. He has the capability to run. He can still make a lot of defenders miss. But they're not playing him to get outside the pocket, and that's a problem because now defenders are starting to tee off on him. Yes, our offensive line, they're doing an okay job with the pass blocking and protecting the quarterback, but there were a lot of times where he was passing and the pocket was collapsing around him, and it made him look like he was forcing a lot of the throws. Fortunately, there were a couple times where it could have been intercepted, but it wasn't. There was that one interception that careened off of Josh Morgan's hands, but overall, getting Robert Griffin out of the third, out of the pocket, bootlegs, or just playing with the pistol formation and giving him the option to make the read and tuck the ball and run. I would like to see more of that. It's easy for me or anyone else who's going to give their assessment when they're posting on YouTube because we're all armchair quarterbacks. We all think we're the head coach and we all know best. But from a spectator's point of view, I see that they're not playing RG3 the same way they did last season. I understand they're trying to protect him, minimize the hits that he's taking, but he's a quarterback. No matter what, he's going to get hit. There's going to be something that's happening that he's going to get hit high, he's going to get hit low. You have to let that man play to his potential, and they're just not doing that. By holding him back, they're holding the entire team back from making more offensive plays. Also, not running Morris that often. Alfred Morris is an outstanding running back. He did get over 100 yards, so congratulations to Alfred Morris for that accomplishment. But leaning on him, if Mike and Kyle Shanahan are not going to call offensive plays to lean on the legs of RG3, then put the team or the offense on Alfred Morris' shoulders. It's just that simple. He is a foundation. If we're going to be a strong running team, we have to lean on our running backs to do the job for us. But it also depends on the run blocking from the offensive line and the blocking down the field by the wide receivers. So these things are what's killing us in terms of offense. The wide receivers, they had some plays where they were getting open. There were some drop passes, not like it was last week. But offensively, there's just a lot of things lacking from, keeping the leash on Robert Griffin III to just not calling enough run plays for Alfred Morris to really do what he does best. Then we have our defense. Anyone can see, or anyone that basically understands Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is a kind of quarterback who gets rid of the ball quickly after the snap. 2 or 3 steps and the ball is out of his hands. So now my question is, why in the fuck is Jim Haslett allowing the cornerbacks to play 5-10 yards off the line of scrimmage? They were basically inviting the wide receivers to receive the ball and get the run after the catch. And not only that, but there was piss poor tackling throughout the entire game. I'm sitting here thinking that Green Bay is not going to have much of a running game, and now they have a 100-yard runner for the first time in, 44, 45 games? It had to be against our team. I hate when teams get those kind of accolades against our team. And I'm pretty sure any fan of any other team where something like that happens. But for us, because I like to think that we're a very strong team against the run, LaShawn McCoy, he already did a number to us last week. But Green Bay, which is not known for a strong running attack, did a number on us today. Poor tackling, bad angles. There's just a lot of things altogether. But the corners in particular, playing so far off the line of scrimmage, that's going to kill us every week. When I'm watching other games around the league, 9 times out of 10, I'm seeing the cornerbacks in the face of the wide receiver, hitting them at the line of scrimmage, keeping them from getting a free release. But for some reason, our corners are not doing that. I'm not saying that we've got the biggest corners. Average size for a cornerback is about 5'10", 5'11", about 190, 195 pounds. They have what it takes. No matter if you're going up against a Calvin Johnson, he has to step forward. And having that body in front of him, putting the arm out to jam him, it's going to delay him a little bit. Even if he swims his arm around, you're still going to delay his movement. And with the Green Bay attack, it's all predicated on timing. And with their quick in routes, all it takes is for the wide receiver to take a few steps forward and cut in, or take a few steps, stop, and then get the ball. And that's what Aaron Rodgers was doing. And our quarterbacks were allowing that the entire game. So Jim Haslett, I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not trying to question him as a defensive coordinator. Actually, I am questioning him because this is something that he's not demanding, and this is something that we have to struggle with every season. I'm the kind of fan, I don't like to give the other team any ground whatsoever. In a perfect world, that would happen, but you only find that shit on Madden, on the rookie mode. But when it comes to watching the pro game and being a fan and watching our team just flop the way they did, it aggravates the fuck out of me. And our defense just isn't strong enough with our 3-4 defense for our defensive linemen, especially our nose tackle, to apply enough pressure to get Aaron Rodgers to play scared. It's just not that simple. We need cornerbacks that are going to jam the receivers at the line of scrimmage, throw off the timing, and that's going to allow for the defensive linemen to have a better chance to make plays, or at least get our other defenders, the linebackers, to get into position. But watching this the entire game, that was frustrating. And on top of that, the penalties. We're still struggling with penalties. I didn't get a chance to see the penalty where our tight end, where it was 4th down. I didn't get a chance to see it. But I know Niles Paul, he committed a personal foul, something to the effect of headbutting someone. Stupid. Just stupid. And then our center, Will Montgomery, he committed 2 personal fouls. We're getting these penalties at the most inopportune moments. During kickoffs, we're getting penalties. It's basically putting our backs up against our own end zone. I don't know what it's going to take. And obviously, it's up to the coaching staff to get the discipline the way it's supposed to be. But this game right here, there's so much that was happening in this game that made it more frustrating than watching the Eagles, because in that game, at least, we were able to come at least within a score. A loss is a loss. Doesn't matter if it's by 1 point or 18 points. But a loss is a loss. This one, once again, was just more frustrating simply because our team did not play to their potential. Let's see what else. Basically, I just write everything down. I've pretty much covered everything. I'm going to leave basically the comment section open so that everyone can give their assessment. This is just aggravating. Next week we have a game against the Detroit Lions. You never know what you're going to get with the Lions. There's always going to be that threat because you have Calvin Johnson. But now that they've added Reggie Bush, you have someone that is an exceptional runner. He can catch out of the backfield, very elusive in the open field. So it's going to take a lot to bring him down. And he's had success with us when he was in Miami and we played them the last time. So he's had success there. Still a capable runner, very fast, having been in the league for a couple of years. But it's going to take a lot in order to be able to take on the Detroit Lions, a team that on paper looks like we should be able to beat them, but you never know what you're going to get, because if the cornerbacks are not going to play to their potential and stop Calvin Johnson from doing his thing, and that's a difficult task in itself, then we're going to have a long day ahead of us again. And it would suck to have the season start at 0-3. It's already bad enough that it's 0-2. And the only comfort is knowing that at least the bitch-ass Dallas Cowboys lost today, and what makes it worse for them is because it was by 1 point. But this isn't about the Dallas Cowboys. Fuck them. This is about my team. And I'm hoping that they come around and get at least a win, because it's not going to get any easier. We don't have an easy schedule at all. So this is just my assessment based on everything that I've watched. If you live in an area, just so you know, in case you live in an area where you're not able to get the game, but you have high-speed internet, you can see the game at firstrowsports.eu. That's where I go because I live here in South Texas, so you're only going to get a couple of different choices. It's a given that it's going to be aired for the Houston Texans and, of course, punk-ass Dallas Cowboys. But in other situations, you might get a game to where the Eagles are playing or the Broncos are playing. But wherever you are here, you can see the games at First Row Sports, and they have other games because I also watched the boxing match last night. But once again, if you have any questions or you just want to leave some comments, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. And if you like this video, I hope that you like, subscribe, and share. Hail to the Redskins.